5 years ago, I was walking at the park with my 10-year-old daughter, Emilia, and just completely out of the blue, she asked me a question. Daddy, what it means to be happy? I was shocked, and I was surprised, but at the same time I was worried, because I knew that the thing that I was speaking with her will have a huge impact on her life. So after taking a very deep breath, I said to her, Amor, in order to be happy, you need to be free. If you are free, you're going to choose to study whatever you want. If you are free, you're going to undertake the professional project that is correlated with your passions and with your convictions. If you are free, you're going to marry the man that you really love. If you are free, you're going to lead your life according to your own decisions. Because decisions, the important things behind personal decisions, is not about if they are right or wrong. It's about that it's your decision. That's important. And Emilia immediately reacted and said, Daddy, if being happy means to be free, how to be free? And then my response was straightforward. In order to be free, you need to invest on your talents. A person who invests on her talents not only expands their knowledge, not only expands her capabilities, but also awareness, and also the possibility of adopting attitudes and behaviors that could become, for you, not only a better worker or a better professional, but most importantly, a better human being, a better mom, a better father, a better daughter, but a better citizen also. So that's why searching for happiness means liberating your mind. Countries are like people. Many countries in the world are not happy because they are not free. They have achieved political independence, but they are not economically independent. They have created this model of progress that is unsustainable and is out of control, the model of progress about exporting natural resources. It is unsustainable because developing countries, we cannot control the amount of non-renewable natural resources. But at the same time, we cannot control either their international prices. This lack of freedom, the lack of liberty of making our own decisions, is preventing us to follow our dreams and to create a nation with opportunities for all. Let's take an example. Peru, the country where I belong. Peru is an amazing country. But according to the World Bank data, 75% of total Peruvian exports are natural resources. And that fraction is exactly the same like 50 years ago. And Peru is the paradise of natural resources. We are one of the most important producers of minerals in the world. We are #1 producer in fish flour in the world. We are one of the 10 top countries producers of foodstuff, like avocado, asparagus, grapes, you name it. Peru ranks 16 all over the country in terms of access to fresh water. And not only that, 80% of all micro-weathers in the world are in Peru. So that means that almost everything can grow there. And we can create the habitat of an enormous quantity of flora and fauna. But in spite of that, Peru has not been able to resolve the basic social problems. In Peru, 43% of all our children suffer from anemia. 43%. 14% of children in Peru are malnourished. 75% of all adults in Peru work in the informal sector. And 21% of Peruvians live under the poverty line. So this is a paradox, right? Well, it's not. And the reason is that evidence shows that the countries with more natural resources are exactly those countries that experience lower economic growth rates and lower gains in productivity. And the reason behind that is that natural resources is not the source of wealth and prosperity. Now, under the third and the fourth industrial revolution, is knowledge, which is the most important source of wealth. That's the reason. That's why Peru, historically, in 200 years, we have invested in mines. But now is the time for Peruvians to invest in minds. We have been able to extract riches from the soil. Now we need to extract riches from the talent of Peruvians. There are 3 policy actions that we can undertake to start helping reverting this situation. First, the traditional approach of building human capabilities based only in education policy should be changed. We need to replace it by a much more modern approach that takes into account a multidimensional, a more integrated, and a more articulated set of policies to build human capabilities, starting for basic health policy, education policy, of course, but also the promotion of innovation, science, and technology, and the promotion of entrepreneurship and business development, all at the same time. Second, it's very important to understand that building human capabilities means that the reform starts in the mom's womb. Science is very clear on this. Human beings, we build our cognitive capacities at a very early ages, from 0 to 5 years old. That's why successful nations take very good care of their babies, but providing 3 different kinds of public services: nutrition, health, and early stimulation. And finally, reform is not going to be possible without leadership. Many developing countries, for centuries and decades, education and capability building in humans has not been a priority. So leadership is required to organize winners, to compromise short-term losers, but most importantly, to inspire a whole nation. That the most important thing is the people, is the person. I would like my daughter to be happy. I would like my 4 kids to be happy. I would like every single children in our world to be happy. But that is going to be achievable only if we invest in their minds, in their talents. Thank you very much for listening.